Hi everyone, welcome back to episode 3 of Boujee Brunchin W Brooke, and we've got a special little guest today. So I decided to get Mama on here. Obviously she would be the only guest because we are still in lockdown. Yay! So currently I'm just making breakfast. I've just made some tea. Today we'll have some waffles with again bacon and raspberries and syrup because that's our fave. And yeah, so I'm basically just gonna make the breakfast down here and then we're gonna take you upstairs and we're gonna have a girls chat. So today's is gonna be about boys, sex, love lives, flirting, all of that. Now Mum, I can tell, is a little bit nervous, so let's be nice to her. And then yeah, I'm super excited to be here with number 3 episode. I got my Boujee Brunchin W Brooke mug. If you didn't see this last week, it's basically Sundays are made for brunch, and then it says let's sip some tea. But anyway, let me make my breakfast and then I will show it to you after we're done. So I am back. We've had some breakfast. Mum's now here. Just say hi, Mum.
Hi.
And we've got a candle burning and we're here and we're ready to have a little chit chat with you. It's going to be kind of as easy and flowed as possible. It's just kind of us being like a little chat as well, isn't it?
Okay.
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 Yeah. So we've got some questions on Mum's phone from what you guys have asked us, what the general chit chat was basically about. And the first kind of question that a lot of people ask is talking to parents about sex. So like how to feel comfortable maybe, and like what's the best way to bring it up. So,
okay, so I'm a parent and
you didn't know.
Brooke's talked to me about sex before. I'd probably just say that like my advice as a parent would be to not go in, you know, middle of the afternoon when she's trying to cook dinner or something like that and ask all these questions, because they need some time, depending on how old you are and what you've already sort of discussed in the past. They need some time to digest what you're asking.
Definitely.
And what their response is going to be. So maybe, you know, bring it up when you're in the car together, you know, a few questions, and don't expect full-on answers straight away.
Because you don't know everything, do you? Like, do you know what I mean?
You don't know everything, and also you don't know
the circumstances.
Well, yeah, and you don't know how, like, it's a lot different from when I maybe spoke to my parents about sex, and you know, and now it's different. There's different slang words and stuff like that that are being used.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely give them time.
You wrote things down before, didn't you?
Yeah, there was lots of things happening with friends, not particularly with you.
Yes, yeah.
But there was lots of things happening, and it gave me, when I was listening or I was listening to your conversations, being part from, not like standing at the door listening to what she was saying.
But I do talk to Mum obviously about like people and like that kind of sense as well, so she probably had an indication of what other people were doing, and that's probably why it made you kind of spark and write loads of things down as well. So yeah, but
so I would not like a checklist, but I wrote things down in my mind when it was coming to me that I thought, right, I must discuss that with her and stuff. And there was some times when I discussed a few bits and pieces with you that it was too much for you. Yeah. And I thought, okay, we'll readdress that later on. So
and we actually spoke about having sex before I even got with Daniel, for instance. Yeah. So it was like quite a bit before, so I wasn't even thinking about having sex. So if you just want to have a general chat with your parents, obviously it depends. And also, it doesn't just have to be your mum or dad, does it? It can be a family member, it can be like your aunt if you're close with her, a big sister or anything. But just maybe you determine you're kind of comfortable with whoever you want it to be.
And try not to be embarrassed, like when your parents are talking or act sort of young about it and immature about it, because then they'll be like, oh, we're not ready for this, and they might just dumb it down for you. So just try and listen. There's loads of stuff.
And if it doesn't go the best way, first of all, like maybe take a few days, try it again, like maybe, and just like build up to it a little bit more. Definitely.
Yeah, because if you are young and you've just started seeing a boyfriend and then you go in and talk about anal, they're gonna freak out.
Yeah, of course.
Because obviously it's like on you, and they don't want to hear about this.
Definitely.
Sort of stuff. So yeah.
Hello, Nala. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Pretty much. Okay. So the next question is, Nala is literally.
So annoying.
She is bugging us today. She stole a whole bit of bacon off me. Anyway, okay, so how long should you wait before having sex? Whether that's in a relationship, whether that's how old you are, what do you kind of take on this?
Years.
Yes.
Wait years.
I would obviously like make a big point that there is an age for a reason. Obviously 16, so we're not here to say do it under 16 or anything. It is obviously 16 for a reason. I think it's different for everyone, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, everyone is their own person and they mature at their own stages, and their relationship goes either really, really fast or it takes its time and that sort of stuff. I don't think there is a real time. I probably would say, if these are young people watching this, obviously, don't do it the first night.
No,
that's maybe not a good.
But like,
reason.
I know friends.
Don't do it because you're forced to do it. Do it when you're ready.
Nothing's a race, is it? And like, I know a lot of friends that were in relationships and hadn't had it until maybe a year had gone past. But then I know other friends, including myself, that had it quite early on, because everyone's different, every relationship's different. You learn to feel comfortable with that person, and also a lot of people end up doing it because everyone else is doing it, and honestly, like, nothing's a race. And I think you should just, you know, in yourself, I think definitely, like, I know in myself, I don't know about you, but you were in quite a long-term relationship and everything like that.
Yeah,
so.
definitely. And also, there's a lot more factors of just having sex. You've got to be protected, not just like protect yourself as well, like your heart, but you don't
just dive into it.
Yeah, definitely.
And obviously, just remember, obviously the rules about being 18, if you're having sex with someone over 18, isn't it? That's against the law as well. So just, I feel like there's a lot of
explain that a little bit better for them. So,
okay.
So if you're 16 and your partner's 16 and you're both consenting, it's
fine.
Legal. If your partner is 18 and you're younger than that, in like certain situations, you have to be really careful. Even if you are 16, they can get into trouble. So you have to just like be a little bit wary about that. If he's 18 and you're 14, 15, that's a real sticky situation to be in. And it's actually, you know, it's on the government website where it says what you can do and what you can't do, And there's different things about if he or she is in a position of authority, if he's your teacher or your driving instructor or something like that, again, that's iffy. So you've got to be really careful nowadays. I don't remember knowing any of that stuff.
I think if you don't talk to your parents about it because you think something's wrong, I think you know in yourself that something might be a bit dodgy.
You might not be ready.
Because your parents would automatically say, no, that's not happening and as such. So I definitely think if you feel comfortable with your parents talking about it, then 9 times out of 10 it is normally alright, because I feel like you know that your parents will automatically say no.
But even me, I would have to refer to a few things, because like I said, I had a boyfriend, it was the same sort of age as me, we were old enough, it was fine. But nowadays there's so much stuff going on, I would actually have to refer to some sort of guidance as well.
Definitely. And obviously keeping safe sex as well, rushing into things.
Yeah, be ready.
Be ready.
Be prepared.
It's not just about
be
when.
alert.
Yeah, be alert.
But
it's not just about obviously wearing a condom. It's everything else in the whole entire bubble, isn't it?
Yeah.
So rushing into things sometimes can result in that as well. So yeah.
Having a baby is probably like the best thing to come out of like unprotected sex, actually.
Yeah.
Because the other things could be really dangerous.
Okay, so we've got a question of is the pill safe? So mum's actually never been on the pill, so I'm probably more of a person to speak about this.
Because obviously. It's not safe for me.
Yeah, because
I have migraines. That's why.
So for me, I have spoken a little bit about the pill on my channel before. However, I am on the pill. I've been on it for about 3 years now. I started off because I was having really heavy periods and I couldn't actually go to school some days because of it. So I decided to go on the pill. I'm on the pill for 3 months consecutively. Then I have a break for a week and then I start again. So during that week, you don't want to come near me. But the pill's safe for majority of people. However, when you actually do get into the pill as such, you do have to obviously go to the doctors and they will ask you range of health questions. So whether you've had migraines in the past, your weight, your blood pressure, everything like that. If you've got history of strokes in your family. And all them things are important to answer, because otherwise you can have blood clots and a lot of problems. And for me, I'm not a fan of the pill at all. I do it because I kind of have to. I don't want to get pregnant as much as I don't want periods. But I think if you are having really bad periods, and I know a lot of people do, the pill is probably the next best thing. But they'll kind of talk to you when you kind of go in to the doctors and things. But there's so many ways.
I don't think you have to take your parents in either if you want to talk about that. But sometimes it's good if you don't know your medical history to check with your parents anyway.
Yeah, but you don't. I don't think you have to actually at all.
There's other forms of contraception as well. Obviously, I can't go on the pill. Because I suffer from really bad migraines, but you can have the implant, which goes into your arm. It lasts 3 years. You can have the coil. Obviously, condoms isn't just for
not getting pregnant.
It's for your safety, their safety as well. There's lots of different bits and pieces.
But it's not in the sense of dangerous, but it could be if you do have health problems and you don't just. And also, I just wanted to add a little thing in here that the doctors do sometimes not tell you. For instance, I went on antibiotics in a certain time and I was still on the pill, and they didn't tell me the antibiotics and the pill don't actually work together and the pill stops working. So just remind that, make sure that you're checking everything if you do go on to separate healthcare and different pills and things like that. Just make sure you know exactly what each entails, basically, because obviously I had that thing and no one told me about it until you did. So yeah. Alright, okay. Alright.
Do your research.
Okay, yeah, defo. Okay, so how long should you... Is that the question we've done?
Yeah,
No.
I thought we'd done that as well.
How long should you wait? Yeah, we have done that one.
Just doing it again.
Okay, does sex hurt?
The first time, if you've not had sex, well, you'd be asking this question because you'd obviously know. The first time you have sex could be an absolute fumbling mess, and you leave thinking, did I have sex?
Was that right? Or is that wrong?
Did we do it fully? And a lot of people that you ask,
I did.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, we kind of did. We kind of, you know, that sort of stuff.
It was meaningful to do that in the sense.
Yeah, it's like your first step. Sex shouldn't hurt, for instance. That's probably not the right word, but sex shouldn't hurt. If it hurts, there could be underlying problems. Actually, it can be a little bit uncomfortable the first time, especially if you're nervous.
Because then, in the sense that you're not like wet.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then you're dry, and then you might get like my first time, for instance. I didn't bleed or anything. When a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, am I gonna bleed?" That's quite embarrassing. I don't like. And it wasn't there, so I was always like, oh, did it actually happen? And you do actually question yourself, but there's a lot of things, and like your first couple of times you have no idea what you're doing, especially if the other person has no idea as well.
Yeah, exactly, and that makes a big difference as well. If he doesn't know what he's doing and you don't know what you're doing, or vice versa, she doesn't know what she's doing and you do, they could go like too quick. It could just be a bit uncomfortable. And don't beat yourself up about it. A lot of people say it's got to be perfect. I think your nan said that.
Yeah, my grandmum went out and
it's got to be perfect. And I was like envisioning this like room with candles and
bruises and that.
And I was like looking at her going, was that how it was for you, Mum? And she was like, no. And I was like, I can't remember it being like that for me. I think you just get to a stage in your relationship, you kind of look at each other and it's like, it's happening now.
Yeah.
So
you can't plan it really, can you?
As long as you're ready for it, you're prepared for it in yourself, your body. You shouldn't feel embarrassed. You shouldn't feel, that he's going to go straight away, get up and tell his friends and that sort of stuff. Just kind of like work that out. But yeah, it's not always perfect, and which that means it's not always wrong. It's just not always perfect. It's not always what you envision. It gets better.
Yeah, of course. But also as well, after sex, sometimes you might think, oh, I didn't really like that, I didn't like that, and certain things. And like, you should feel comfortable enough to talk to your partner about that as well, because I know a lot of people kind of just sit there and know like their partner obviously does stuff to them.
It's not embarrassing.
No.
Things that happen, like if you do bleed, which majority of people do bleed, that's just what happens.
And the hymen just stretches, and that's just life.
And yeah, that's exactly what happens actually.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not you, and it's not sex in general. It does just happen. Like, it's just life, isn't it? It's
if
just
you
natural.
carry on bleeding after the first sexual encounter, if the bleeding doesn't stop, then I would definitely say to go and see your doctor though, because it shouldn't last for more than sort of 1, maybe 2 days at the most, but you kind of know in yourself if it's a
little bit wrong. Yeah.
If it's too much blood, if it's going on for too long, go and see your doctor.
Definitely.
Another reason why it's great to have someone that you've had confidence with and had a chat with, because you can always refer back to them.
Yeah.
It's scary to do it on your own. Obviously, you can't do it on your own. It's scary to go through things on your own.
Okay, someone's asked, is it okay to be 16 and still a virgin?
Yes.
Of course. Like, yeah, I know. So, like, majority of my friends are like, and they have absolutely no shame about it. I feel like now we're living in such a kind of new, adjusted world, and everyone just thinks, oh, let's just have sex because everyone's having it, everyone's boasting about it. And honestly, if you are just thinking about rushing into it because you're 16 now, there's absolutely no need, because there's so much time, don't you think? Like, there's so much time, and you've got to be ready and wait for the signs and wait for yourself to be kind of that. And some people aren't mature enough when they're 16 as well. Some people
haven't got boyfriends when they're 16.
Exactly.
Or,
and you don't
or boyfriends that you want to have sex with.
Exactly. Yeah, I completely get with that. And
yeah, and also if you're 15 and you're not a virgin, doesn't mean that you're wrong. You know, you're illegal. But you know, it's I think it's for, if you are 16 and you're still a virgin.
If you're 18 and you're still a virgin, cool.
Yeah, of course.
Whatever. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so how do you keep your self-respect? I'm guessing this is more like in boyfriend sex.
Yeah, well, it's all about sex, isn't it? I would say be comfortable with yourself and the situation. So, I think you'll lose self-respect if you're a little bit unsure all the time. If you're doing everything in front of other people to please them, you're not really comfortable with yourself, and you're kind of doing it for a show. I think when you come off the stage, for instance, it's a little bit like, oh, why did I do that? I wish I
feel
had
like
done
a bit
that.
Of a dick.
It's important. A lot of people say that, oh, have a few drinks before you do.
Yeah, I think alcohol and drugs come into it a hell of a lot.
Definitely.
Keep yourself. Don't be over the top and try and please everyone by drinking too much and then getting yourself in a state where possibly you could put yourself in danger as well.
Yeah.
I know a lot of girls that I used to be at parties with in my year 11 kind of time that really got so drunk that they could have been taken advantage of. Something really bad could have happened. And I sit here now and I actually think, Jesus, there could have been a lot of times. Luckily, we had such a lovely little group when we had all the parties and things. But someone from walking down the road could have easily seen. And do you know what I mean? Like, be careful when you do that, especially at like these kind of ages where you are really easily influenced.
Yeah, definitely. Take consideration on how much you're drinking. I think
if you think you're going to regret it in the morning, you probably shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, I think just the question, just to say again, how keep your self-respect. I just think.
You'll know.
Yeah.
You'll know how in yourself as well.
And also, do you know what? Sometimes you make an ass of yourself, and you make it. You know, you do stupid things, and you do regret it in the morning and that sort of stuff. But as long as you've carefully thought about, there's boundaries. So there's definitely a line. If you overcross that line and it gets a little bit dangerous, and you feel like you're falling, then pull yourself back. There's no shame in saying, okay, do you know what, I really messed up here.
Yeah,
but what I'm going to do in the future.
And that's just growing up as well, isn't it? Like, giving yourself respect and growing up are two different things. And like, I've done stuff that obviously I was a bit like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But again, you don't learn until you make the mistakes, in a sense. But yeah, I definitely feel like you know yourself, like especially how to keep it and things. And okay, so struggling to fit in at college. Obviously, some of these questions were back in the day, but some people still are struggling to fit into college.
Okay.
You don't have to fit in. I feel like.
Yeah.
What
is fitting in?
I feel like for me, I go to college and I do not have a massive group of friends that I go out with every lunchtime and things, and I'm fine with that because that means that I can be my own person. I don't have to be following the crowd. I don't have to do that, but. You don't have to live up to the hype of being in a group, being into a certain area and things. And yeah, I just think if you're not fitting in and you feel like you're really out of it, just try and be a bit more present.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's hard. It's a hard question because what we might think is fitting in is completely different to the person that's asked this question.
Exactly.
Like, how do they want to fit in? In college, I think what you need to just be obviously. I'm just thinking back of like to when I was at college. Be clean, like the people that didn't really fit in, didn't really like know about personal hygiene, and we didn't want to be hanging around with them because like they would smell a little bit, or you know that sort of. No, just like obviously.
No, but it's true. Like,
you do have to conform a little bit. You know, have a shower, brush your teeth. Like wash your hair, that sort of stuff.
Make an effort
sounds
as a
really
such.
simple,
No,
but it's so true. If you go in looking like a people are not going to want to be like approaching you and that sort of stuff. Obviously, if it's early days, like at the moment we're not at college, you're not at college because of the coronavirus. When you go back, things might have changed. There might be a shift in sort of the vibes there. Make sure you're present. You'll listen to what people say. You're not in your own little world. You're smiley, or you're at least engaging with people if you want to try and fit in. These people at college may be long-term friends, but they might not. They might just be for the couple of years that you're at college.
Yeah, of course. And also, I feel like when I started my YouTube channel and everything, I didn't have a lot of obviously subscribers, but now I feel like I've got people that I can talk to all the time. So keeping friends outside of school, outside of your college, is great because you can have that kind of break and they don't really know what's going on. But also taking yourself to YouTube and socials. I remember I put up a picture of myself eating alone at lunch, and I was saying like, this is fine, like I'm sitting by myself, I'm having my own company and things, and that's fine. And the amount of people that messaged me like, I'm feeling identical to you. I posted my YouTube vlogs and I was like feeling more alone, because I did go through a stage where I was like, oh, I really don't feel like I like anyone. And a lot, like a hell of a lot, you messaged me was like, I feel exactly the same, I'm really struggling, I'm really not enjoying myself. You would be surprised how many people felt like it.
I reckon there's probably a lot of people that are also like in like a big group of people, and you think, oh my god, they're really lucky, they've got loads of friends. But actually they're in there, they don't,
because they don't want to be in there. Yeah,
try and make sure that you don't just give it all at college. If you are feeling that way, make sure you've got other things outside college, like you just said, your YouTube and things like that. Family, make a bit of a bigger deal, maybe a Sunday lunch with your family, have some time, put your phone away, engage. I think we're losing the knack of conversation and how we think, right, we need to fit in, but we don't know how to fit in. So I think you've just got to try and be present and involved in what you want to be involved in, and also, you know,
and also everything's only temporary. You're only at college for 2 years. If you're not fitting in, as much as it's a bit like rubbish, you are going to be gone in a year or two. Do you know what I mean? Like, everything's temporary, and the next part of your life, like I've always said to Mum, like, I reckon maybe in my job or when I go travelling, I'll meet people that I really get on with, maybe more than college, because I always do feel like I've got a completely different life as a such to people that I meet in college and things.
What shocks me is when you say, I haven't got a big group of friends. You have actually got a huge group of friends, and I don't know what's a big group of friends nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, 4 or 5 friends. That's a good group of friends. Like 10 or 12 friends, it's great. How many friends do you need to validate how popular or how fitting in you actually are?
Yeah.
2 or 3.
And I definitely think from going from school to college, you have such a people that you can always talk to, and because you're always in classes with, to go into college where you have a few classes here and there with people, you never feel like you're settled as a such more than school. But I feel like that's growing up and moving on in life. And yeah. Alright, all done for that one? Okay, so toxic friends. How to deal with them, what to do with them.
We've all had toxic friends. We've all seen people that are in friendship group with toxic friends. I would just say trust your instincts.
Yeah, I was just about to say, trust your gut.
Yes,
100%.
Definitely.
You know when you know, and whoever's asked this question, you know that you've got a toxic friend, because as soon as you start answering it, and as soon as you think it, there's something in that that's showing up a little bit more like red flags. And yeah, look out for them red flags, because
I think also a toxic friend knows they're toxic, and sometimes they don't want to be that way, but it's on a roll, and they're kind of like continuing that, and they get all too, it goes too far, and they don't know how to get out of it. If you like the soul of that person and you know there's a good person in there, you could always have a chat with them and try and work it out. And however, if they are like a brick wall and you can't get through to them, it's your turn to just step away, I think.
I feel like you can always choose your friends, like you can't choose your family and things, so this is your chance and your choice.
You can choose your family. If your family are being toxic, you don't have to.
No, like what I mean is like in your life you get kind of more put with your family.
Yeah.
You don't get put with friends as such. Of course you grow up in like baby school and you get put in classes and your friends are friends and things, but in the sense of you can just take yourself easier more away
and
from
if
friends.
there is a toxic friend in the circle and everybody else can't see it
Oh,
yet, what you need to do is you just need to allow it a little bit and just make sure that you're not too involved with that person. Don't take anything too personally and that sort of
kind
stuff.
of block them out a little bit, not being
shouldn't-
rude and not you turning into the toxic person, but kind of just take everything they say with more of a pinch of salt and just be like, you know what, one day they will be seen as who they are, hopefully.
And sometimes they're not, and that's fine as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it could be toxic to you, but not
to anyone else.
Yeah, people around them.
Okay, so someone said getting over a breakup hard. You're probably better to talk about this one than I am because I haven't really had a breakup really properly. But I feel like everybody does it in a different way because everyone's relationship is different. Everyone's relationship's different, and all of them hurt, of course, and all of them take different time. People say, "Oh, I got over him in a week," and I'm still not over him in a couple of years.
There's no denying that heartbreak hurts. I think if it's true heartbreak, and if you've gone through true heartbreak, you literally feel your heart breaking. Somebody must have felt that, and then that's where the saying comes from. That I've literally felt my heart break, and I can feel it when I talk about it. I'm like, oh my god, yeah, I remember when that happened, and it's really difficult to get over it. Time, not reliving it all the time. I wanted
still living.
Yeah, doing things. I didn't want to get over it straight away. It's like I wanted to go through a grieving process. And somebody said to me, "Is it your happy, sad place?" And it definitely was my happy, sad place. Whenever I wanted to feel something, I would take myself back to Heartbreak sort of hotel, and I would feel it, and I would just want to get through it that way. Best things for me were to delete everything, not talk about it with everybody and everything, because really they don't care. They just want the gossip, I think. There might be one or two people that really do care, but a lot of people just want the gossip. It's not a circus to be played out in front of your friends, so choose who you talk to about it carefully. The person that broke your heart can't fix it again 9 times out of 10. They might be able to, I don't know.
So I think surrounding yourself with positive people that make you feel like you're a better person. A hell of a lot of mint ice cream, they say, heals a heartbreak.
Music.
Yep, and also not just, I feel a lot of people, probably more teenage people that have heartbreak, sit in their room and cry more times out of 10 and just stay away and
what I did was, I talked to people that weren't my really close friends, who I thought may judge the situation, knew a little bit too much about certain things. If I talked to somebody that had gone through similar things to me but weren't that close to me, I'm lucky I've got lots of clients and that sort of stuff. You get this when people that don't really know you, don't hang out with you, all message you.
Time.
That's a good thing, because they don't have much judgment on you. Other people.
Definitely.
Sometimes friends are too judgy and they're like, "Oh, come on, let's get on with
it.
Like
I have
this, you can do that."
Some of you guys might be watching this, and some of you guys have probably messaged me asking me for advice. I get a few messages a day just from people saying like, I'm in this situation. Like, have you got any tips or anything? And I definitely think reaching out to people that you're not like best friends with, because I could only think about really like one person that I would able to go if I ever had like a really bad time or anything, like out of my friendship group, whereas I reckon I could talk to quite a few of my, like, I call them viewers, but I like them to call, they're my friends really, a lot of them.
Your mum always has your back as well, and your dad, like, there's or your sister, they always have your back. Your mum,
my gran would always have their back.
They never want to see, and they never get any pleasure out of heartbreak. Some people do get pleasure out of other people's heartbreak, but I don't think your family really do.
I think it definitely makes you wiser, and it definitely makes you
stronger,
makes you, I think, appreciate more. That's just from me. I think it makes you appreciate your time more, and it makes you want to live your best life a little bit.
Sometimes heartbreak's the best thing to happen to you.
Yeah.
Like it makes you stronger. It makes you focus.
Yeah.
You can and also if there's heartbreak coming, there was a problem before. You know, it wasn't just one day everything was hunky dory and the next day it just all fell through.
Well, don't take it as a failure.
No, God no.
Take it as more of a lesson learned and things.
Yeah, it's just life. It's just life.
And appreciate and don't put your heart like black to soul. Like don't, like, for instance, don't slag that person off that you might have had a heartbreak with, and because it makes you more have like hatred inside you. I feel like I'm a once upon a time like Regina, like hatred in your heart, like black in heart.
Not all men are the same, you know. Like as soon as you've got your heart broken by a man, or not all women are the same. If you've got a heart, you've been broken hearted by a woman, they're not all the same. It just so happened that those two people weren't right for each other, and something bad happened or whatever.
Definitely. Yeah.
And also, it might not be something bad. Like heartbreak could be losing somebody, you know, like death and things like that. And then that's a completely different situation.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'd say allow yourself to heal. Allow yourself just to be. Listen.
And don't let anybody tell you that there's a certain time to get over it. I feel like a lot of people judge and say, "Oh, you've just got to move on now," and it's like
it does get a bit tedious. Some people though.
Some people can't stand with it.
Some people love the drama of it all.
Yeah, some people love the drama, and some people can't be asked to hear and talk to you. And I think in friendships, and I think when heartbreak, you learn as well who your friends really are, like who will actually stand by you and hear you talk about the same thing every time. Definitely think. Okay. Right, last one, which is a little bit more of a lighter note. How to flirt. Now, I'm awful at flirting. I haven't ever really...
That was my flirting. No, I'm joking.
Eye contact.
Yeah, so like, if you're flirting when you're out and about, you don't know this person.
Yeah.
Touchy-feely. Yeah, eye contact, smiling, laughing at their jokes, getting on the same vibe as them. You know, like even if they're saying something about, I don't know, cars, for instance.
Yeah, just pretend you know.
Kind of be interested in the car. Have a little bit of banter.
Be confident. Like if you're chatting to them, be like, "Do you want to come out with me?" Or
yeah, and if they say no, they say no.
Don't know why I act like a man there. But yeah,
stick some Beyonce on and
don't be like deep either. Don't be like get into deep serious conversation, like, and don't start slagging people off that you might know each other, like.
But also don't be somebody that you're not. So if you are like a really deep person, don't be all giggly and funny, and then the next day when you meet them, be all like, all right, okay, I just want to have a serious conversation, because then they'll be like, what the hell?
Yeah, but I feel like it just comes.
It
like,
does.
Like, I don't know, because I've never really flirted.
Well, you've never flirted. You don't even flirt with Daniel.
Of course, I flirt with Daniel, but it's more like he's my boyfriend, so it's kind of like.
Keep flirting in relationships as well for attention and to keep it alive.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Well, they're pretty much the main questions.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that it, pretty much?
That's it. That's it for me.
That's it from me as well. Thank you so much for joining us on Boujee Brunchin with Brooke and Lorraine, obviously, today.
Nala, because
Nala came and she ate my bacon, and she came and just walked everywhere. Yes. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, make sure to like and
subscribe.
And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you very, very soon. Bye.